What's up, YouTube? Timmy's here. One of the most interesting horror directors that's of course in the horror world is of course director Mike Flanagan, who came onto the scene with the movie Oculus. He of course did the last Luigi film. He also, did Midnight Mass, The Midnight Club. I mean, he's getting some really cool stuff like that. Of course, he just went to he of course done already done Stephen King adaptations with Doctor Sleep and Gerald's Game. Well, another Stephen King adaptation he has been looking at is of course doing a Dark Tower series, which of course the Dark Tower was already adapted once into a feature film that is with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, and that was just downright terrible. But maybe a Mike Flanagan adaptation could be much better. Like he already did a good job with stuff like Gerald's Game and Doctor Sleep. But of course, ever since he was brought on to do a new Dark Tower series or adaptation series, one question for me you know, what like what will be happening with the show? Like, is it still happening and all? Well, looks like according to Mike Flanagan, he's gonna continue working on the Dark Tower once the strikes of course come around. Um, while speaking to Fangoria's The King cast for this week's episode, and reassured us that not only was the project in healthy place, it's his number one priority when the strike action ends. Here's what Mike Flanagan I'm saying. I feel really good about where we are. Oddly, where we are at the moment is completely frozen because of the strike, but we had a wonderful spring with it, and we're making enormous progress on it. And I have every reason to believe that on the other side of the strike, it's going to be my number one priority. And finally, he goes on to tease fans with some vague but intriguing details on the project, saying this: "We have we have great partners on it that I can't talk about, and we've got some really exciting actors circling on it that I can't talk about, and we have some potentially groundbreaking approaches to the filmmaking of it that I just can't really talk about. But what I can say is that my fear is that any momentum we had developed was gonna liberate by the strike. Well, I don't really worry about that. So that's also not the only king that Flanagan talked about on the King cast. He also discussed another King adaptation in the works based on the life of Chuck. Of course, that was, and he's also looks like he's also planning to do like a new take on Dolores Collarbone. Of course, that got that of course got adapted with Kathy Bates in it, which I was not a fan, to be honest with you. Uh, Now, of course, the life of Chuck was of course announced not so long ago. So yeah, he's even one of the persons being interviewed on that Stephen King documentary called King on Screen, which I'm really interested in. That aside, I mean, let's be real. This Dark Tower series can't be any worse as a Matthew McConaughey one. But hey, with Mike Flanagan attached, I think this series could be probably even better than the film version. Obviously, one question is made like who they can get to play the main characters in this. Um, of course, we did had Matthew McConaughey Elba in the first film, which was just I like both those actors, but they definitely didn't have much to work with. I mean, a pretty poorly script. Uh, of course, you guys know Matthew McConaughey, of course, played the character Rat the Flag with Idris Elba as Roland Death Chain. So who they're gonna get to possibly play those characters in this new version is beyond me. Uh, Now, still not aware on where the series is gonna end up going, but I believe Mike Flanagan did. I believe he is actually going to Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. So there could be a possibility that this could get maybe an Amazon release, or maybe it could go to Netflix. Who knows? But it should be interesting to see the series finally catch fruition. But let me lead you guys. What are your thoughts on Mike Flanagan planning to make Dark Tower once the strike ends? Have you even seen the Dark Tower film adaptation is based on? Who would you love to see play the two leads here? Are you even interested in checking out another Dark Tower adaptation? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This is Henry Saga.